So you'll have taken over from former Prime Minister Hubert Blaise,
Yes.
right? And from then to today, you remain leader of the New National Party. Does that in any way speak to a shortage of leadership, capable leadership within the party, would you say? Or would you say the party itself is cannot find somebody capable enough to replace you?
Great morning, December 3rd, which is the day that the NNP took reins or took power or came into government 40 years ago. We'll be having a massive mass rally on that day. And that day, we have designated to be NNP Day. So December 3rd would be NNP Day.
Johnson, well, I know the members of the press, I know well-intentioned, so I wouldn't duck
Thank you, Doctor.
to respond appropriately, although Shamba is making a certain point. My friends, I think maybe other members may be good to speak to what has happened, because it would not be fair for me to talk about myself, really. There was no fear of Keith Mitchell to change him. That's one thing I want to make. If there was a need, in every single time the party lost an election, right, except this time, we have offered my resignation to the party. And I suppose one can blame for the fundamental reason why I have not done it this time. I am not here to tell you of my plans, but there must be a rationale why I have not done the same thing this time. So I just want to make this very important point. We recognize that the party has to move to future development and successes and so on, and that is a natural process in anything in life. And I always feel fortunate, Johnson and members of the press, that God has given me the physical strength and wellness up to this time to continue to be very physically comfortable and so on. And therefore, I continue to hope and pray that I will be able to be around to watch the party grow, even when I'm no longer the leader of the New National Party. Don't know if Sister Emily and anyone want to make a comment on that particular point.
Well, the only thing I would say to that is that the leadership of the party is normally decided by the membership of the party, right? Not the general public. The general public decide on other things. And from my experience in the party's 20 years, I have seen how the members of the party have appreciated the leadership of Dr. Mitchell. As a matter of fact, I remember quite vividly leading up to the last general elections when Dr. Mitchell mentioned at a major meeting that this was going to be his last. I remember the response of the people, the members of the party, and how much they embrace his leadership. And so they have decided over these 40 years, well, not 40 years, the number of years that he has served in this position, they are the members of the parties who decided that they wanted him to be the leader. So I don't think it's a case where Dr. Mitchell chose that he wanted to be that long. I mean, I've always looked on with quite a measure of interest, the passion with which the supporters of the party would extend to the political leader. So I think it's really a mark of the quality of his leadership, because I'm quite sure, knowing the members of our party, if he did not provide the kind of leadership he has provided, he would have gone a long time. I'm confident about that. So his leadership, the quality of his leadership, I think, is what would have contributed to the length of his stay in this position. And quite obviously, I'm sure they would leave it to him to make that decision when he's ready to transition and move on.
Mother's Day just went. As a party, collectively, we did have the constituency organize different events for the mothers, because we know we have to honor and cherish our mothers in this nation. May 25th would be our youth panel discussion, and we have some stalwart young representatives in the new national party that would be discussing a number of topics, including crime, sexual abuse, violence. Youth vulnerability, bullying, and drugs and peer pressure. On June 30th, we'll be having an elderly bus ride. That will be a island-wide national bus ride for elderly in the various constituencies. July 14th, a massive bingo. I think the ad speaks of $100,000 in cash and prizes and a car. So if you're looking for that car, that's the opportunity to come out and support and partake in the bingo. So that would be July 14. Also, around the middle of July, the New York chapter of the New National Party would be having a banquet and a massive town hall. So there will be that will be taking place in New York around the middle of July also. So we incorporating everyone. Then in August we have some activities, but the one I want to highlight is we're doing a massive back to school drive for young people as they prepare to go back to school in September. So the party will be undertaking that. November we going to Carriacou. And that will be, we'll be having a church service and a memorial service for belated brother, Elvin Nimrod, who, as we know, was a stalwart member of the New National Party. In Sunday, the 24th of November, we have a praise and gospel concert. 30th November, we have another banquet that we'll be inviting everyone to come out and partake. And the other one I want to highlight is at the end of the beginning of December, we have a women empowerment forum. I think it's very important that the party shows support and encouragement for the women in our society. So we'll be having a forum specifically geared toward that. And I will just mention it, but I know Sister Emmeline would elaborate more on it. December 3rd, which is D-Day that the NNP took reins or took power or came into government 40 years ago. We'll be having a massive mass rally on that day. And that day, we have designated to be NNP Day. So December 3rd would be NNP Day.
Hi everyone, thanks for checking out the Bud Report's social media pages. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch our weekly live show, follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can catch repeat episodes on Wednesdays at 4 and 5 p.m. respectively on CRFM Radio and GBN TV in Grenada. We are also viewed on Sundays at 8 p.m. on WPG 10 throughout the Caribbean. Thanks for watching.